This video shows how to complete the PCI Level 1 Playing Skills Evaluation. The purpose of this evaluation is to demonstrate proficiency at some of the most important skills in pickleball. Candidates must demonstrate the ability to perform these skills with a degree of quality and with consistency. There are 5 skills that will be evaluated. In this evaluation, the candidate and an assistant must rally from the baseline using just half of the court. The candidate must show the ability to hit 6 consecutive ground strokes using 3 forehands and 3 backhands, while keeping the ball in play. The candidate must hit from near the baseline and must hit deep enough that the assistant can hit their shot from on or behind the baseline. If the assistant makes an error, the candidate's score remains the same, and they may continue. Only shots that are hit as the result of an oncoming ball count toward the candidate's score. In this evaluation, the candidate hits ground strokes to the assistant who is standing at the non-volley zone. They must use a combination of forehands and backhands to hit a minimum of 8 consecutive ground strokes. No more than 2 of the 8 consecutive shots may be above the net player's shoulders. This is a half-court activity and is done hitting down the line. If the assistant makes an error, the candidate's score remains the same and they may continue. Only shots that are hit as the result of an oncoming ball count towards the candidate's score. In this evaluation, the candidate must demonstrate their ability to control the direction of their serve. A marker is placed in the middle of each service box. The candidate will hit 5 serves to each service box, hitting their serve so that the ball passes on alternate sides of the marker. Ask the assistant to hold their arm out so it is clear which target is being aimed at. The candidate must hit 7 out of 10 serves to the correct side of the marker. In this evaluation, the candidate must show their ability to hit an overhead smash with control. The assistant hits a lob, and the candidate must play a smash down the line on half the court. The smash must be deep enough and fast enough that it gets to the assistant after 1 bounce. If the assistant plays a poor lob, the candidate's score remains the same and they may continue. While this activity may be done as a continuous rally, it could also be done with having the assistant send a lob and then stop the ball after it is smashed, before sending it again. The candidate must achieve a minimum of 7 out of 10 successful smashes. In this evaluation, the candidate must demonstrate their ability to play volleys with control. The assistant hits ground strokes and the candidate must send the ball back as a volley. This is done half court and down the line, and the volley must be hit deep enough that the assistant can play the next shot from on or behind the baseline. The candidate must hit 8 consecutive successful shots, and only shots that are hit as the result of an oncoming ball count towards the candidate's score. There are a few things to remember when doing this evaluation. It's important to be very clear on what target is being used. Please be sure to set up your camera so that it is easy to see whether or not the shot was successful. While you may turn the camera off between skills, each skill being evaluated must be shot continuously and with no editing. Remember that if your partner makes an error, it won't count against you. They aren't the ones being evaluated.